LeBron is good, I guess, with the fundamentals of being a team basketball player, but a one-on-one player, he doesn't seem to be up there.
One-on-one players. When it comes to winning a championship, do you need to be a better one-on-one player or a better team player?
Well, we saw arguably the second best one-on-one player of all time get 5 of those things. So
who was that?
Kobe, I guess you're talking about.
Huh?
That guy right behind you. Pause.
Playing one-on-one?
No, not playing one-on-one, but in terms of being an elite one-on-one player. Arguably the second best one-on-one player ever.
So obviously you didn't watch Kobe Gasol. He was just playing one-on-one basketball then?
I didn't say he was playing. No.
You said 5.
No, I say he got 5, and he is he is arguably the second best one-on-one player ever.
But when it came to him, when it came to winning the championship, what was he more of, a one-on-one player or a team player?
Well, I will say this: his one-on-one abilities shine through in almost every championship situation. But playing in the what do you call this, in the triangle, right? You have to have the one-on-one skills, but playing in the triangle makes one-on-one skills a little less. It doesn't allow you to go. Yeah, it doesn't allow for you to go off one-on-one as much.
Right.
Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast Live. This one here I thought was very interesting. So this one I call T-Mac Spoke the Truth, right? Tracy McGrady. Do y'all know that he's starting up a one-on-one basketball league?
I've heard about that.
He's been working on that for a year.
Right, he's been working on that for a while. So, of course, he was on some podcast. I can't remember the name of it. I should have looked that up. I apologize. But he was on there, and he was discussing that. And, of course, the topic of LeBron James came up. Now, this is interesting because a while back, if y'all remember, I did a show. And if you look on this channel, if you haven't seen it, go check it out after this. And I think it's entitled on the thumbnail, One-on-One Isn't Real Basketball. So on that particular show, somebody was interviewing Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves was like, listen, I'll play one-on-one against anybody. I love one-on-one. And yeah, I know, right? That theory was crazy. And Austin Reeves was like, I'll play one-on-one against anybody. And so the guy asked him, like, would you play against Bron? He was like, I'll play against him, but Bron don't play one-on-one. He said one-on-one is not real basketball, right? So, I did the show breaking it down. Obviously, we know Kobe, the guy who so many people mistakenly say is not as good as LeBron. Kobe is one of the elite one-on-one players of all time. Michael Jordan, one of the elite one-on-one players of all time. Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, Paul Pierce, these kind of guys, right? And so, this whole business of obviously Tracy McGrady, the dude we're going to listen to shortly, this whole business of LeBron, so many people saying that he is what they say he is, he's a top whatever player of all time. Some people have him as a GOAT, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know how you can be that when my argument is always be that his offensive toolkit is limited. And as such, we see that he's a limited, one-on-one type player. His one-on-one game is not great, right? And so McGrady basically said, like, he thinks that LeBron will get crushed in a one-on-one game. So before we listen to that sound, just kind of want to get you guys' thoughts on where LeBron is in terms of being a one-on-one player. What y'all think about that?
I'll give you 2 words. Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley has been said to have given LeBron the business one-on-one in private. And Michael Beasley has also been reported to have lost to a 50-year-old Michael Jordan one-on-one.
I've heard that as well.
That's all I'm going to say to that.
Well, there you go.
It's a good one.
So LeBron is good, I guess, with the fundamentals of being a team basketball player, but a one-on-one player, he doesn't seem to be up there.
One-on-one players. When it comes to winning a championship, do you need to be a better one-on-one player or a better team player?
Team player.
Well, we saw arguably the second best one-on-one player of all time get 5 of those things. So
who was that?
Kobe, I guess you're talking about.
Huh?
That guy right behind you. Pause.
Playing one-on-one?
No, not playing one-on-one, but in terms of being an elite one-on-one player. Arguably the second best one-on-one player ever.
So obviously you didn't watch the Kobe Gasol era. He was just playing one-on-one basketball then?
I didn't say he was playing. No,
You said
I
5.
said was no, I say he got 5, and he is arguably the second best one-on-one player ever.
But when it came to him, when it came to winning the championships, what was he more of, a one-on-one player or a team player?
Well, I will say this: his one-on-one abilities shine through in almost every championship situation. But playing in the what do you call this, in the triangle, right? You have to have the one-on-one skills, but playing in the triangle makes one-on-one skills a little less. It doesn't allow for you to go. Yeah, it doesn't allow for you to go off one-on-one as much.
Right. Okay. When Jordan decided to be more of a one-on-one player, what happened to him?
He became more team-oriented, especially within that triangle.
No. I'm talking about before then. Before the triangle was invented, Jordan was a one-on-one player.
Man,
what kept happening to him?
Really? He was a one-on-one player? Go ahead.
No, I'm just what ended up happening to Jordan when he was more focused on one-on-one?
Well, I think that's the reason I'm not answering is because I think that's a myth.
What's a myth?
That he was more focused on one-on-one. His coach wasn't running a particular scheme like the triangle.
When he ran more one-on-one, is that a better question? When he ran more one-on-one, because obviously he was the leading scorer, leading shooter every single season, was he not? Pretty sure he was. What kept happening to Jordan when he decided to play more one-on-one, Michael Jordan? When it was all about him.
So, excuse me. Again, you're trying to walk.
I'm asking a question. Let me get to my point by asking a question.
Disingenuous, though.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not disingenuous at all. It's a fact.
Go ahead and move.
It's a fact.
Towards your point. Let me hear.
When Jordan was doing more one-on-one basketball, he kept getting bounced. When Kobe did it, bounced. James Harden did it, bounced. Carmelo did it, bounced. Allen Iverson almost made it, but he got bounced. When it's more one-on-one focused, winning doesn't follow that. That's my point. So like these conversations, we're talking about the NBA. What does you being a great one-on-one player actually truly mean when you're talking about the NBA? It's not 1 against 5. It's not one-on-one all the time. It's 5-on-5. But I think a team game.
I think it means more. I think it means more when it comes to about the fourth quarter. It does mean a lot more. When it comes down to about the final 2 minutes, I think it does mean more. When you can have a player who can find his own shot versus someone who has to play within the offense and nothing happens from that. Let's just say a team like, remember the Atlanta Hawks, they used to keep getting put out by LeBron and the Cavs. Like they were very team oriented and they were great in the regular season.
Go to.
Yeah, they had nobody to go to when it came to somebody who could get their own shot versus playing the team-oriented offense and just trying to pass the ball and just find the open man. It worked better when you had someone who could play one-on-one when it comes to those intense moments toward the end of the game. Now, through the first 3 quarters, yeah, you got me on that. But when it gets to the intense part of the game where you need a shot and the defense is hawking on everybody and you're the only one who can break them down, that's when it matters.
I get it.
And that's when Kobe shined. That's when Jordan shined.
Yeah. But I'm talking about
I get your
full blown. Yeah, full blown. We're playing this way the entirety of the game. What does that get them? It gets them nowhere. That's my point. So like I like what Laker Nation's saying. You want a combination of both, but more so the team guy. Because to Big Red's point, for the first 3 quarters, okay, we're team oriented. But in that fourth quarter, okay, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you more than most because now everything is going to be honed in on a certain aspect of the game, but you can outshine everybody in that moment. So that's where I was going with it. This wasn't to throw you in no trap, Bruce. I was asking a simple question: what kept happening to him? Like he kept getting bounced because it doesn't work. It doesn't work when you try to do that the entire game.
No, it doesn't. But can we also not ever mention James Harden and Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan in the same sentence again?
No, I'm just saying because I'm just talking about more offensive like minded. I mean, we can consider James Harden as one of the greatest scorers. That's one of. You hate to say it, but
He was regular season guy. He was
regular season. Yeah, one of the great scorers, right? So that's why I mentioned James Harden, because James Harden, boy, 2017, 2018, we just couldn't stop the dude, man. Until the playoffs happened. It's some reason that light get bright and he go away like a cockroach in the middle of the night.
Mental thing.
Turn that light on. That man gone.
Yeah, right. That's stripper club lights. Come on.
Right. But so I bring all this up to address more so though that McGrady was talking about the one-on-one element in terms of his what is this, one-on-one league that he's starting up, and he had some comments to make, and he did mention LeBron, and in fairness, you know, he gave him his due for being an outstanding player, but it was interesting what he had to say, and it's funny because it kind of lends credence and gets into that. Obviously, McGrady is an all-time great offensive player. He's a Hall of Famer, and he's yet another one that, well, you'll hear who he mentions and who he doesn't. Let's just say
he didn't make the All 75
yes,
too, did he?
McGrady?
McGrady, I don't think he did.
I hope not.
I don't think he made the All 75.
I don't think he did.
My bad. I didn't mean to stop you, Bruce. I was trying to think. I'm like, I don't think he made the All 75.
No, that's fine. But now I think you're right.
Yeah, him and Dwight. Yeah, I don't think they made it.
Yeah, that's interesting, man.
One, because I mean, he never won a playoff series. That's probably one of the reasons.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, he never won a playoff series.
No, he's not on there. He's not on there.
He's not on there? Okay.
No.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that no. Wow.
That's crazy to think about that. He never won one.
I thought he did. I just thought he never made it out of the second round.
Oh, no, that's what it is. You're right. He never made it out of the second round.
No, wait, not as the guy, right?
He was Spurs when he got it
on the bench, right, with that Spurs team. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went to the final. That was going to be his first one, and that's the one where Ray Allen hit that shot
and saved LeBron. Yes, he did.
I'm not even gonna get into that.
But anyway, let's go ahead and hear what McGrady had to say, and then we'll go.
Who do you think the greatest one-on-one basketball player of all time is?
It's hard to decipher that, man, because, you know, if you look at LeBron, right, I think LeBron has been amazing for 22 freaking years, and he's been the best basketball player for, you know, God knows how long. But if you put him in one-on-one, I think he'll get crushed.
Ooh.
Not beat, not he'll lose. He'll get crushed. That's what McGrady said. Anyway, but in fairness, I'm not just going to focus on that because he did say LeBron's been freaking incredible.
Let him finish, Bruce. Don't tell him what he gonna say.
No, he said it already. You weren't listening. You was too busy watching what you was watching. You see?
No, he kept going.
I was giving him due for him praising LeBron and saying how amazing LeBron was for 22 years.
After you get crushed. Not beat, not bought, crushed.
He did.
Oh yeah, but then one of the greatest. Come on, man. Bruce, you know what you be doing, man.
I'm being objective here. I'm saying. I also want to shine light on the fact that
you don't want to go over time. You know, we gotta cut that off. We don't want to go over time. Can't play all of it.
Right. Let's continue. Transformer.
Really? Yeah. I think he'll get crushed amongst guys that are actually in the NBA, and I'm sure LeBron will tell you that because his game is naturally built for a 5-on-5. He's not a one-on-one basketball player. Kobe is a one-on-one basketball player. Kyrie is a one-on-one basketball player. James Harden, these guys are one-on-one basketball players, and LeBron can't do anything with that. So I don't know. I just know, you know, we always name the big name guys, but there's some guys out there that you don't think about that really can play one-on-one basketball.
In your prime, right? You said you don't want to smoke now, but, you know, maybe, you know, in your prime, you're taking on anyone, I'm assuming. Do you think any non-NBA player on the planet could beat you one-on-one in your prime?
No.
Okay. I feel like you might say any NBA player one-on-one, you'll take him.
Not in the field. No, because I felt like in my prime, I felt like I was the best in the world.
And so I think that you were definitely there. There's no argument there.
I was the best in the world, regardless of what, like, you know, team success. I mean, individually, yeah, I felt like I was one of the best.
100%. You mentioned Kobe, and Kobe famously said that you were his toughest opponent to guard in the NBA. I wanted to ask you, who was the toughest opponent you ever had to guard in the NBA?
Kobe.
Serious question. Transformer. You know where I'm going with this. How come nobody ever says LeBron is the toughest person they have to guard in the NBA? Why does no one say that?
Because one-on-one, to be a triple threat, you need to be a great at all three facets of the game.
LeBron is
all three. You got to be at all five, right? Because you still got the layups and everything else. So you got to count that as well. And he's not necessarily great at all five. He's great at two, right? driving the basketball and dunking. That's pretty much what he is. He can he can put you on a block, spin off of you, and make a good drive to the basket. He's never been known as a triple threat, like put you in a triple threat, and I'm gonna just launch it up on you, right? And I think that's when people look at when it comes like Carmelo, Tracy McGrady, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. They were so good at that off a post spin. If you look at Kobe at the top of the key, the post spin fake or the fadeaway jump shot, they all had that. Right?
Step through.
The step through off the backboard, like I can do all of that. LeBron started to develop in the fadeaway in like year 35. I mean, when he was like 35 years old, right?
So you had it right, year 35.
Yeah, year 35, right. It took him so long to add that to his repertoire, and now he's better at it, but it took him 16 years to start implementing that. Kobe, Melo, Tracy, Jordan, them boys started with that. They started with all of those moves to be, because in a one-on-one, it's me and you. There's no pass outlet. There's nobody to pass it out to. LeBron's strength is going through you. That's it. That's pretty much his solid strength.
That's
Kobe
correct.
and Jordan and Melo, well, not even, because Melo's strength can go through you. But McGrady, their strength is finesse, dribble moves, penetration. I can take you out of the triple threat. That's when you come to one-on-one basketball, it's extremely different. So, I definitely agree. Tracy McGrady, they only had 9 points before the first quarter. This is over.
Yeah,
this is over.
Yeah, good night, T-Wolves. Anyway, my bad.
But yeah, man, LeBron has never been that considered one of the best team-oriented superstars. I mean, absolutely, without a shot of a doubt.
No question.
But one-on-one, never considered LeBron.
Not to go against your point, because I can kind of agree with what you're saying, Transformer. But the same, you don't hear nobody say that about Shaq. Shaq pretty much was boiling over people. He wasn't as skilled as a lot of the centers from the 90s and so forth. But that's his thing, is lower his shoulder and go through you and shit like that. But people usually say he's one of the toughest people to guard one-on-one, but people don't say
dominant player to ever play the game.
Yeah, but I still say I see that too. But I see people say, one-on-one, he was a tough one to deal with. But I don't see anybody say that LeBron. And I don't disagree with what you're saying. I don't disagree.
I get what you're saying, because you can put Shaq in a great one-on-one perspective, but that's for a center. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like you in the block the whole time. Shaq ain't coming out to the free throw line. Anywhere past 10 feet, Shaq ain't there.
But think about this,
right? For centers, that's in a different category than.
Think about how dudes talk about trying to defend Carmelo. How do they talk about? He's a tough cover. He's quick. One dribble.
That's what I say. He's the one that can go through you too.
Block, right?
Yeah, he can go through you.
Yeah, but for a dude who's so big and strong and supposedly more athletic than everybody, we don't hear these things about LeBron. That's what I'm putting. I just think it's interesting. But
it's the silkiness of the jump shot.
And it's the
Like if you look at the way LeBron played high school when he was at St.
Mary's.
Yeah, St. Mary's. It was always driving the basketball, attacking the rim. He was the best at what he did great. Driving. There's nobody that can stop me from getting to the basket. You know what I mean? So when you got that, it's like, man, what else do I need to work on? He had a decent, jump shot. Decent, but he never really needed it.
But nobody could stop Mike from getting to the basket, but he continued to work on and add things, right?
But he was already a great shooter. He
already had when he first got to the league.
We're talking about percentages. I'm saying he knew how to shoot. He knew how to shoot. He had that skill already in his repertoire. Bron didn't have that at St. Mary's. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to develop that as you go into the league. So he didn't need to. They couldn't stop him from doing what he do best.
Right.
Attacking the basket. So.
Right. Let's continue.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
You talk about a man with over 30-something thousand points and, just naturally has the green light and the killer mentality and killer instinct. Like, some guys that, are the leading scorers for their team, like you kind of take possessions off with them. You can't take no possessions off when you guard Kobe.
I can believe
right? So I naturally have to say Kobe.
Who would be a close second? Or who would be a second?
Melo.
Yeah,
Melo. Melo.
Okay, sure.
Melo will be a close second because of Melo is one of us, man. Melo doesn't need a lot of dribbles to get his game off, like to get his shot off. I mean, he has a deceiving quickness with him, very explosive. He's physical. So you definitely have to add Melo up there.
And he's one of those one-on-one guys that could ball out in this type of league too.
For sure.
And in today's NBA, if you were playing right now, who would be your toughest guard?
In today's league? Probably have to say somebody like Giannis because I guarded, all the way to power forward. So Giannis would probably be that guy. I would have to disrespect Giannis and just back up, because if I give him any driving lanes, being 7 foot, it's a problem. So I have to give him space and let him, show me he can consistently knock down a mid range.
Interesting.
What
Thoughts?
I mean, he's not wrong.
My thoughts
I mean, first of all, Kobe was Kobe. You know what I mean? Like, Kobe was the carbon copy of Michael Jordan. I mean, you could put on a highlight tape and it'll literally look like a freaking softcore porn when it comes to NBA. The man was just footwork, post move,
work.
Like it's just work. The man went and trained with Hakeem Olajuwon, came back with a pivoted foot that just didn't even make sense.
No, it did not. No, it did not.
Didn't LeBron train with King one season?
Yeah, just not
Just
like
one summer.
No, not the same. But
Dwight Howard too.
In order to name, I wish he would have named like somebody who's not a superstar, because I got a couple of players where I'm like, bro, these dudes 1-on-1. Michael Beasley being one,
yeah.
James Johnson, not James Johnson.
What's the dude from the Hawks?
Yeah,
You think about
Joe Johnson. Yeah, Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
Joe Johnson.
Yeah.
Curtains.
1-on-1.
Curtains.
Yes.
Trotter. Katino Mobley. Curtains. Curtains. Put me 1-on-1.
Steve Francis.
Curtains. Curtains. Curtains.
Yeah.
You've been guarding these dudes 1-on-1, bro. They're
Van Exel. That was a good one.
Van Exel.
Yeah.
Curtains.
Yeah.
It's just straight curtains. 6th man of the year before Lou Williams kept getting them. Jamal Crawford.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Curtains.
Yes.
1-on-1, please.
Great calls. Yeah.
They can shoot it. They can attack the basket.
Really?
They can, like, who?
Wooded says that Kobe and Seth Sabalas are cousins. That's interesting.
Really?
Never heard of that.
I never heard that either.
Sabalas Italian?
That up. No, Sabala's not Italian, man. No.
That was
Sabala's
Italian.
Nah, he's not Italian, man. Sabala's a brother, man.
You can be an Italian brother, bro. What that stop you from being Italian?
You're right. Like Mario Balotelli. You're right. My bad. You're right. I'm sorry. When I think Italian,
He's a brother, man.
It's ignorant, but I don't normally think of brothers when I think about Italians. But you are correct.
He said, "No, he a Negro."
I'm not messing with you, man.
He could be an African Italian.
No doubt. But when you think about Italians, do you really think about cats who look like you and me? Real talk. Come on, man. And you're
Okay,
right,
Bruce. Okay.
No, I'm saying you're right. But it just
It was just funny. It was like
Hey, just to throw one out there, the Yongo Lupita, she's technically Mexican.
really
Her parents were born in Mexico.
did not know that. Okay. All right. See, so you can be anything.
In this world today, yeah, you can.
And if you don't like what you are when you started, you can change it.
Stop.
You can always
Get
change
out of
it.
here.
Don't do that. Format Podcast does not advocate for that foolishness.
You got to put that at the beginning of the show, man.
No, right?
You
Yeah.
got to your stuff at the beginning of the show.
All right.
Myself, like.
Yeah, because you're a fool.
Oh man.
But no, I think,
all in all, okay, my bad. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I think I was just saying my point is that once again, we got an all-timer who, when it comes down to certain things, there's this guy that somehow gets left out of the discussion. And for a guy who's supposed to be what some people say he is, he gets left out of these discussions all too often. That's my point. I'm done.
But don't you think that speaks more to how great of a career he's had? Without him being in these conversations, he's still leading in scoring. He was still able to be a guy who can average 20 points since he was a rookie. 21 straight years. For 20 straight years.
Yeah.
That speaks more to like he was so good at one thing that he was able to do it consistently great for 20 years.
Yes.
Right? Like not I mean, because to say you have to be an ISO, like great ISO 101 player, like that's great and all, but that's not the only way. There's two ways to skin a horse. I mean, skin a cat, my bad. You know what I mean? So you can skin a cat multiple ways.
A horse is harder, so stick with that one.
There's two ways to skin a
I like
horse, right? So, like, just because you're doing it this way, he was so great at the opposite that he still made it to these lists. So I think that's more so to speak on the greatness as well, man. It doesn't mean like he's not on this list. But...
No, I just think it's funny that, you know, and again, it's one of the things I talk about. There's a lot of people who won't put Kobe ahead of LeBron, but when these, and not just this particular one, in general, these discussions from, you know, real hoopers, right? Because I didn't play, so I don't know what I'm talking about. But yet still, most of the guys who actually played, the vast majority of them put Kobe ahead. So, I mean, I just think it's interesting. I do. And then again, listening to this clip and we hear him consistently leaving LeBron out of these things, I'm like, okay.
But that's part of the conversation. He don't want no LeBron type coming into his league.
Oh.
Hey, man, don't come in on that bully. No, I need you to be a triple threat guy. You come over here for one-on-one? Okay, you got to be a triple threat dude. We ain't coming over here to just see you bully your way through guys all day.
Well, let's look at it this way. Like, okay, a lot of people, I tried not to say, you know, LeBron's not a scorer. He does both. He may not be a top tier scorer like the people we just named, Tracy McGrady, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, whatever like that. But could LeBron be a scorer like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and be as successful? Or would he have to play the style of play he plays now? Because it seems like, and I'm not trying to, you know, shit on the dude, but he seems like he has to have other people around him in certain positions. He has to go to teams that have other scores around him, made it take the slack off of him to be successful, because he wouldn't be able to do that as being, because Michael Jordan, as you were saying earlier, man, you were trying to say, you know, Michael Jordan was more of a one-on-one player. And you're right, he was. At some point, he had to drop down percentage of being a one-on-one player. He had to give the ball up a little bit more. Kobe had to give the ball up a little bit more. But essentially, they were still one-on-one players. They still took a big chunk of the offense with the Lakers and the Bulls, but they still led their teams to championships. Could LeBron have been able to play that type of style and been as successful as those two were? Which is still rare because there's not a lot of leading scorers, even though Kobe only won one scoring title technically. But there's not that many leading scorers of the league that won championships. Michael Jordan's one of the ones that main ones, if not the only one that won multiple scoring titles in multiple championships playing that type of style. So that's kind of rare. Would LeBron been able to play that type of style and been successful instead of playing what he does now?
I don't think
if he was just nothing but a one-on-one
player. Yeah, that's a fantastic question. Go ahead, Transform.
No, I mean, I don't think so. I mean, because one, it's kind of hard to see you being something total opposite of what we just witnessed for 22 years straight. But his style makes you realize, like, you kind of get why he always wanted like a D Wade or a Kyrie Irving, because they are triple threat types. Like, he's not a triple threat type.
Yeah, we forgot to mention Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he got a Luka Doncic. Like, you're a triple threat type. Yeah. So I mean, for him to switch up to to be more of that.
I mean,
I don't think he wins that much.
Yeah, but I mean,
he wins as much as he got now.
We've seen him go into what I like to call God mode, like he did versus the Celtics that one year where he just could not be scored. I call it God mode. That's been restricted to very few people, but he went in God mode versus my Celtics that one year where it looks like the Celtics were going to win again, but he ended up scoring like 48 points, something like that. He couldn't miss.
Oh no! 40.
Was that the year that Tatum dunked on him?
No. I'm talking about when Pierce and Garnett were
he cooked him. Oh, yeah, he cooked him.
About to close the series out, and he went to Boston and gave him 45, 15, and 7 in one of the greatest playoff performances of all time.
That's why I call God mode. That's what he was.
And I'm like, come on, man.
Tell me he was with the Heat, not when he was
with the Heat. Yeah.
Miami, and I mean, he, you know what?
That's when you get the meme when he's looking up and he got the angry eyes.
Yeah.
The one. That's the one.
Which also goes to me, like, I think that's why so many people kind of hate on LeBron a little bit, because we know it's in him, but he seems more passive a lot of times than being that scoring guy we think is in him. So, and being at that size and that speed, we think he should be. It's the same thing with Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain would disappear in the playoffs. You see everything he do in the regular season. I'm not saying they're the same on the same skill level or whatever, but I'm just saying Wilt Chamberlain was known as this offensive juggernaut that could not be stopped. But then somewhere in the playoffs, he just go away. LeBron, yeah, he did his thing. Of course, there's sometimes he had buzzer beaters and he led his team to some finals. So I don't want to say the same exact way, but we see all that talent and we say you should be able to win 80 championships with all the talent and the body you got. Why can't you do it?
I think it's mindset, man. I think there's and obviously I'm not a psychologist or anything like that, but it appears that with him, there's just been that general lack of confidence that he would be able to get it done, right? Like we heard Jerry Krause saying, and the reason I keep bringing up Michael Jordan, obviously I don't believe there's any comparison between LeBron and Michael Jordan. However, for whatever reason, those are the two guys that are closely compared in this made up fake media GOAT debate, right? But all that said, yeah, man, this Minnesota thing, man. Oh, but yeah, it's 48-20 right now. OKC, they blasting these dudes. This is good night. But yeah, the reason I say that is because Jerry Krause, who had no reason whatsoever to praise Michael Jordan with what Michael Jordan put him through, has said on numerous occasions that Michael Jordan never came to him, asked him for a trade, never asked him to get anybody because he believed that Michael Jordan was so arrogant that he thought he could win with whoever was with him. And I don't know that LeBron ever truly had that mindset. I really don't. He just doesn't appear to see it that way, you know? And realistically, this is my thing, right? I think that like Young Disciple says that's not his game, and it's not his game. But I think the reason it's not his game is because he doesn't believe in it enough. Because think about it, in this modern NBA, LeBron should be utterly and completely unstoppable, right? He should have won more than he did. But this is what happens.
I mean, doesn't he have like one of the best averages in Game 7?
Oh,
I mean, it's more than just that. I mean, the man does show up.
Transformer, have I not said that he's arguably the best Game 7 player ever?
Yeah. So, I mean, he does show like, hey, he's going to get you 35, 40, 42. Like, he's going to do that, but still takes more.
What about the games before that?
Something's off.
What about the games before that? Game 6s and 5s and all that. So it won't get to Game 7.
It's a team game, Big Red. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about his averages. I ain't talking about the team.
He's still averaging plus 30
for Game 6s and 5. That's what I said. Not the same. Not the Game 7.
Are we talking about that 1 year in Dallas? Or are we talking about the entirety of his career?
I'm talking about the entirety of his career. What about before that? I'm not just talking about Game 7. What about before that? So they don't get to that because he also has a losing record in the finals too. All those.
We know why that happened.
No, we don't.
Okay.
No, we don't.
I know you don't. You don't see it, but you know.
Why did it happen? I don't know. You talking about to the team, or what you saying?
Yeah, we saw what happened. We saw what happened when he was about to have a winning record.
Talking about for the war? Yeah, what are you saying? Because of the Warriors?
They went to go get their big brother because they couldn't handle that pressure. They couldn't handle that pressure.
I'm not gonna call it that because
SGA
they couldn't take that pressure.
I disagree with that, but go ahead.
I know you do because you want to.
No, not because I want to. No, because if I'm the Warriors,
the man still put out everything. I mean, he did everything he could to try to win a game, just couldn't.
He did. I give him that, but I won't say that's the reason why they lost because at the same point, they had a big three going up against the Mavericks who only had Dirk Nowitzki as the lone all-star, and they still lost.
Yeah, no, I mean, but I'm saying, but we're talking about the entirety of the career. Are we talking about 1 year? Or we're talking about countless games of where this man's averaging the most points, rebounds, and assists for his team. Mm-hmm. And now we're saying, I mean, we wish he would have had a killer mentality. Like, bro, that don't even make sense. He's averaging 35 a game.
Oh, I wasn't saying that about for that series. I was just talking about them.
I'm talking about for most of his series, he's averaging 30 in prime. We're not talking anything past 2020, but prior to 2020, except for that Dallas series, right in the finals. I mean, other than that, the man's averaging 30, 35 a game with eight rebounds, 8 assists. So how are we gonna say like, oh, we wish he would have had that killer mentality? I don't get that. I don't get it. The man's averaging 30, 35 points. What more do you want the man to do? I mean, he's only led the league in scoring one time. Once.
Yeah.
He's
So did Kobe,
only
I think,
led
twice.
the league only led the league in attempts one time, once. That was the year he led the team in scoring. Jordan got 10 titles. You know how many times he led the league in attempts? 7. You know what I mean? So just because he doesn't shoot the ball the most, because that's what we want to see. We want to see him take the most shots. But that's never been his game. He's never been the most shot taker.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's what he's saying is maybe he should have, or maybe he should have changed his mentality so maybe he could have beat those teams that he lost against.
I mean, you take away the point, you take away the assist, and you add the points. I mean, it's the same thing. You take away 4 assists, and he averages 8 more points. It's the same metric. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Unless it's give a pass to someone who's not going to make that shot in that situation, and you have a better shot to make that shot than somebody off the bench or the 5th player on the team, whatever, on the spot. Maybe he had making it.
But then that goes back to this conversation.
What's that?
It took him forever to develop a jumper.
Yeah.
He didn't have it. So guess what? If I'm not good at it, why am I going to attempt it? If I know I'm a better passer, if I know that all eyes are on me and I'm the better driver of the basketball, I know you guys are focused on stopping me. And if I can make that quick pass and the guy's wide open, as far as the NBA and the way the game of basketball is supposed to be played, that's the better play. If I know I have a 33% 3-point shot, I shouldn't be taking that shot when I know this guy shoots 40. This guy shoots 38. These guys that I got, they're better shooters. So I get what we're trying to say. Like Kobe, Jordan, even though they weren't the best of shooters, right? They had that shooter's mentality. Bron never had that. He's never had a shooter's mentality. So why are we trying to depict? Oh, God damn, woman, where you going? I'm so sorry, y'all. My wife just stepped out getting ready to go out. I'm about to shut some stuff down up in here. Come on.
Yeah, shoot your shot. LeBron ain't gonna shoot a shot. Shoot your shot, man. Go ahead.
I shot my shot, but she my wife. Shit.
So you got that ring. That's what happens.
I'm 10 years deep, baby.
You get a ring when you shoot your shot. That's what we trying to tell you. LeBron shoot his shot, he'll keep getting the rings. Keep shooting your shot. That's what all we're trying to say. Jordan kept shooting his shot, he got 6 of them. LeBron would keep shooting his shot, he might have had 10 championships.
I just don't think that's how it works because it's never worked. It's never worked.
Right. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and let's take it to the next topic. Let's do that. Or do you want to open up, take a call?
Can we combine? No, because this one's about previous players. LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could let's take 2. Take 2 calls. Let's take 2 calls and then we'll move to the next one.
All right, go ahead, man.
This is a slightly different LeBron topic.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to call in, man, call in now, 904-219-8264. My bad, 904-219-8264. You guys got 5 minutes. We'll let you guys state your piece. What do you guys think about T-Mac's thoughts about one-on-one players? And is LeBron a great one-on-one player? The answer is no. But is he a great one-on-one player? And would he survive against a T-Mac, Kevin Durant? Ooh, that's another good one. He's a great ISO one-on-one player.
He is.
Carmelo Anthony, which Melo is like my top 5. When it comes to one-on-one, it's just ridiculous. The man had power to add to everything else.
So let me ask you this. How was Larry Bird such a great one-on-one player without the explosiveness or athleticism? Somebody tell me that.
Skill.
Yeah, just want to.
Skill.
Okay.
What does that got to do with anything? Why you want to talk about? Somebody said something about Larry Bird?
No, just asking.
Skill.
Oh, there you go. Skill. Okay.
What was the question asked for?
That was it. I honestly wanted to know.
Somebody must have said something about Larry Bird, man. Who's talking about white Jesus?
White Jesus, man. What's up, Laker Nation?
What up? Transformer.
Laker Nation was good.
What up, Bruce?
What's going on, brother?
What up, new face I haven't seen before? Big Red. What's good, my brother?
Hey, what's up, man? My hours are 9 to 5. Call me then.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't catch the beginning of the topic. Had a quick little meeting, and I saw y'all was live, so I had to jump on here to see what y'all talking about. Because y'all always have some good topics to talk about on here.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm being in around basketball, coaching it, playing it all my life. All I'm going to say is the NBA is built to showcase those one-on-one matchups. So, and they advertise those one-on-one matchups. So the game is kind of tilted more towards that than all the other levels, which focus on teamwork. So, like I said earlier, to be successful in the NBA, you need a combination of the two. You need a good offensive team, but you also need a good ISO one-on-one player that can get buckets in tough situations when, things aren't looking up. So you get moments in the game where you need those ISO buckets. You need a guy that could just break away from the offense and just get a bucket for you, or draw a foul, get a key offensive possession, get 2 free throws, slow the game down. You need at least 1 or 2 of those on your squad. And the teams that've been successful with those had that balance. So we've seen it with the teams that have won multiple championships. They had that balance. So balance. So that's key. Like I said, balance. You can't have too much of one or the other. All right. Team basketball, yeah, it's good to get in the flow, have that game plan going, boom, boom, boom. But you're going to run into situations, especially in the playoffs, where somebody has to get a bucket. And what they do, they get the ball to their one-on-one guys, whether it's a post player or a perimeter player, to get those buckets in those moments, especially in the clutch. And we've seen in those moments, those are the ones that have been more successful. It don't matter about stats. It don't matter. Stats say one thing, but the end result is what matters more than anything else. And the ones that have won more had the perfect balance. So that's my take on that. I don't know if you guys are going to rebuttal me while I'm on the phone or when I get off, but
We'll wait till you get off, bro. You got 2 minutes. Go ahead and spit.
So, but that's my take on it. I'm not going to get into the LeBron thing. I'm over that. I'm exhausted with that topic because it's pointless It's pointless right now. Because all I hear is LeBron supporters slamming other players, and they just make asses of themselves because they're speaking nonsense. All I'm gonna say is the results are there in the past, and you can't argue with the results. Those that they slam won more than him, regardless of what the stats and numbers say. They won more. Winning is what matters more than anything. That's why everybody put on a jersey and go out there. At the end of the day, everybody wants to win, no matter what. And that's all I'm gonna say. I love the show. Can't wait for the other topics, and I'm out.
Appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate it.
Great call from Laker Nation as always. Yeah. What do you guys think about what he had to say?
When it comes to getting a bucket, who's the overall leader in buckets in the last 2 minutes?
The overall bucket getter in the last 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Who has a higher percentage of getting buckets, go ahead, game time situation?
I believe LeBron does.
So I don't get the point that he was trying to make. Just because it's not as pretty as Jordan and Kobe, is that why we're not counting it all of a sudden? Because last time I checked, he's the leader in that. Oh, my bad. That was for Lake Nation, but he's good. He's already off the call. So I don't get that. I don't get that part of the conversation. I get where he's going. I understand where he's going. You got to have that guy who can get you a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron averages 8 to 9 points in the fourth quarter. Is that not getting a bucket all of a sudden?
This year?
Just his career.
Oh, his career. Okay.
His career. I think this year he was averaging 8 points a game in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Last time I checked, that's a lot. That's a lot of points in the fourth quarter. So he's like, just because it's not sexy, and this is the Caitlin Clark topic right here. It's not sexy. Just because it's not sexy the way he's getting the bucket, we're demeaning it for some odd reason, or we're just not counting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get why would we say that, but he gets buckets, so 7.5, and he's 40 years old getting 7.5 in the fourth quarter. So he's obviously scoring in the fourth quarter. He's scoring when it matters the most, but he's also passing. He's also rebounding. And for some odd reason this year, he's found some way to play some defense in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, I just don't get that. I mean, I get that, you know, we find so many reasons to talk in a certain way about LeBron. I'm not going to say bad. I'm not going to say good, but let's be a little bit more realistic. I mean, okay, you need buckets. He gets points. A tie go-ahead situation. He leads in that. So he's done that. What are we actually talking about? You know what I mean? So that's my response to that.
Fair enough.
Is Pippen better than LeBron? Absolutely not. Who the fuck would think that?
Well, here's my response to what he was saying. Yeah, you can be a great one-on-one player, but you do have to have the team aspect. The reason why that is, we all know a lot of people who play street ball, and they can play great one-on-one basketball. Rayford Austin being one-on-one. Skip to Malou. Yeah, but how much?
Raptors, right?
He was on Raptors. He was on the Magic when he got torched by a dude on the Celtics that one playoff year. Mm-hmm. When he slapped Eddie House, when he was shooting threes all against him, and he slapped him across the head, knocked his headband off. But we know good and well Steve Kerr is not a great one-on-one, probably street ball player, but he's a great team player. And the NBA, yes, it is built for some one-on-one, but you got to have the team aspect in there too. You can't just be a great one-on-one player. You won't last long. And that's why you don't see a lot of street ball players in the NBA, because they don't have that other part. A lot of them haven't even played college and learned how to do that part. Maybe they play a little bit of high school and their dreams dropped off, but you got to have more than just a one-on-one aspect to be able to play in the NBA. That's part of it, but that's not it.
I think that shows in the championship winners. You look at, since the Lakers won the back-to-back, you look at the teams that's won, all of them were team type of wins. They were more so team-oriented wins than having the greatest one-on-one player in the game on my team to win a game. Mm-hmm. You got the Spurs, you got Golden State, you got Toronto, you got Milwaukee, you got the Denver Nuggets, you got the Boston Celtics. You know what I mean? None of those guys scream, I got the best one-on-one player in the game to me. You know what I mean? So, like, did you have the MVP? Absolutely. Milwaukee, MVP, and Giannis. But, like, are you counting him as the best one-on-one player that year? Absolutely not. You're not saying that. Jokic, are you counting him as the best one-on-one player? No, you're not. You're not saying that. You know what I mean? So, we've moved. The game has moved so far from the – I get what they say. Like, it's sexy. The one-on-ones, they're sexy. We want to watch those. They're sexy. But what wins? Teams win. You know? So, yeah.
There you have it. Fair enough. All right.
You pick these topics. Now you don't want to hear about them.
No, I'm not. No, I'm sorry. I'm blown away by how Minnesota's not even.
Turn that shit off. I did.
It looks like they're not even trying Transformer. I'm like, what did I here?
Pause in the segment. What did I tell y'all after game 3? What did I tell you?
What did you say?
Because we was like, when Minnesota blew them out by like 40 or whatever, that game. Everybody was like, man, we don't know, man. This could be OKC said, bro, we don't care about this.
Yeah, yeah,
We taking this back to OKC.
yeah.
This team was cooked. In game 3, coach said, "Hey man, y'all come sit down. Come on, yeah, come sit down. We ain't
Yeah,
come on, sit down."
Anthony Edwards ain't got the motor. His
Like,
mouth has the motor, but his play don't have the motor.
The motivation, it's like the man rather take out dinosaurs than play his peers. The man rather take out Bron and Steph Curry. But hey man, come to Shea. Nah, man.
I'll tell you, man, KD needs to go to Minnesota. That's the one, not New York. He needs to be in Minnesota.
Edwards rather pay child support to play this game, man.
Wow. Well, he better realize this game is what allowed him to play that 18 the child support off top like that. Oh my goodness. He better realize.
Knock it out in one whop.
Well, yeah, we can absolutely stop saying Anthony Edwards will be the face of the league, just like we saying Tatum won't be the face of the league. Carrying on. All right. So
I said he should, but not like this.
Nah, man, he ain't even.
Definitely not now, probably.
Oh,
that boy SGA is a real deal, man. SGA is SGA is tough.
He could carry the league, but because he's from what? He's from Canada, right?
Canada.
Yeah, they don't want him because he's from Canada.
States though, so it's not like he was in Canada the whole time, came down and just took over, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Like Jokic.
High school, and then I think he played for Kentucky too. So
yeah.
Like Jokic literally came over here and said, "Hey,
correct.
I'm here to play ball during the off season. I'm taking that first flight back home."
Going back to his horses.
Serbia? It's Serbia?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
First flight back to Serbia.
From Slovenia.
Yeah, no, Lucas Slovenian.
Yeah.
Damn, 33 points.
Yeah.
Yes. I told you, turn it off.
Yeah.
Like, bro, them folks can't bring the ball up the court.
It's halftime. Man, I thought it was third quarter.
Transformer, they're not playing with pride, Transformer.
I mean, is there a Timberwolf pride?
No, but they're not playing with any pride, and we've seen that before, haven't we?
Yeah, that was.
I can laugh about it now. Okay.
You good? Okay, we good. We can talk about. Okay, good. We can make jokes about it now.
Absolutely, I'm okay now. I had to recover. It was hurtful.
Woodage, Clippers. That's probably the most one-sided trade when you look at it after the fact.
Man, listen, but nobody could have known that NBA would become this.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you look at it after the fact, way after.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, y'all. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and take it to the next topic. We got 2 left. Let's do it.